Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's episode 230 of Geeking Out. Welcome to the show. We have a couple comic book reviews to get to, and we're going to start with Watchmen, Dollar Bill.
For the Watchmen Dollar Bill one-shot. In this, Bill Brady was born an average Joe in 1917 Nebraska, and remained that way until he learned all about sports in high school. When he became a sport hero, went on to get himself a full ride at college on a scholarship.
Stupid sports heroes getting all the free perks.
And blew out his knee in the final game of the Dartmouth.
Woohoo!
And ruined his sports career.
Take that, you stupid sports career.
He then proceeded to move to Manhattan and learned that he had absolutely no workable skills. So, what do you do when you're living in Manhattan and have no skills? Become a hero.
Or become a naked cowboy in the middle of the city.
Or become a hero and get a job with the National Bank as their frontman hero. This book was good. I enjoyed the fact that it was a one-shot story. It told the entire story of Dollar Bill in one go.
Yep.
And I enjoyed that it's stylistically accurate to the time.
Very much so. The art style is very much a late 50s, early 60s style, and it really does work here. And it's weird to actually see Steve Rude drawing something again. So if you're a Steve Rude fan, then do pick it up, because it's actually a really nice looking book.
It's good. My only complaint with it is that I found the narration bubbles difficult to follow. So I did end up reading a lot of panels twice so that I could put the sentence fragments back in the right order. But otherwise, it's a really good book, and I think that you guys should check it out.
So you'd buy that for $1?
Yes, for $1 bill.
Okay. Next up, we have Doctor Who, Prisoners of Time, #1. And in this one, the first Doctor, the original Doctor, William Hartnell, and his companions travel to Victorian-era England and soon discover an old foe has set up shop underground. But once they take care of that problem, his companions mysteriously disappear.
Oh, noes!
Alright, so, if you're a fan of Doctor Who, this is the ultimate storyline for you. This is going to be, I believe, a 12-issue miniseries, and it's going to feature every single Doctor. From William Hartnell all the way up to Matt Smith's Doctor, and possibly even the new Doctor after the 50th anniversary.
That's exciting.
So this is going to be a very interesting, and what is the villain's plan that's apparently now taking the Doctor's companions through time. I really am looking forward to seeing what goes on in this. And as a Doctor Who fan, it's even more interesting because it also really harkens back to the classic series roots.
Oh, that's fantastic.
If you're a fan of the classic Doctor Who, or even the new Doctor Who, this is a great introduction to these characters and the situations and enemies and whatnot that are in that universe. So,
do they actually bring you in to the story nicely?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it actually connects you to all the Doctors that have been and are coming, etc., etc.
Oh,
so
that's
there's
wicked.
a really nice connection to the series. So it does work on a really good level. So if you're a fan of Doctor Who or just want to try it out for the first time, this is the perfect introduction to the character and the universe.
Alrighty. Next up for me today is Injustice: Gods Among Us. This is a prequel book for the video game that is set to launch on April the 16th of this year. And yes, I enjoyed the book so much that I went and found out all of the information about the game. But this book sets up the storyline for it. It is very
wow,
clear.
What a story it is.
Yeah. So in this one, after Superman learns that Lois is pregnant and is worrying for her safety, she gets a call to go to an anonymous tip to go down to the docks and catch the governor taking a payoff. But when she and Jimmy spend, an hour waiting for this anonymous payoff, and Jimmy starts to get tired and wants to go home, she's right in there, ready to stick it out. That is until the Joker shows up.
Yep.
I don't really want to tell you much more because I fear I will give it away. But you really...
Trust me, we don't want to give this away because, wow. Just wow.
Guys, it's Jim saying wow about superheroes.
Uh-huh.
Run out, pick it up, because it's great. Also, I'd like to point out that they have done an absolutely fantastic job of keeping the art consistent.
Yep. And there's like about 3 or 4 people on the creative team.
Well, they had not
really worked.
More than that, actually. They had 3 teams of 2 doing the pencils, and then 3 different teams of 2 coloring.
Yeah.
So there was a total of 12 people on the art team.
It doesn't look like anyone was differently drawing the book, which is really impressive for something like that, because you saw how much I complained about how bad the Grimm Fairy Tales book looked with 3 different creators. There was no flow in that. This flowed beautifully, and I didn't feel any difference. Yeah.
12 people on the art team.
If you're a fan of superheroes, this is a great introduction
to the
video game, and
it's such a good story.
As well to that particular DC universe.
Yes.
So do check it out. I actually did enjoy it.
For sure.
Alright, next up we have the seminal Invincible, number 100. And in this one, Mark Grayson's life as a superhero has all been building to this. His death.
Isn't that really what all superheroes' lives build to, though?
Yeah, pretty much. But his death is only the beginning of the story. Will he be able to become the hero he was meant to be? Or will he choose another path in life?
Hang on. Wait a second. This is Invincible.
Uh-huh.
And he dies.
Yeah, but it's his clone.
Well then.
Okay, so I spoiled that part.
Just
sorry,
guys. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but anyway, so basically he wakes up in a room, being told he has now a choice because, well, everyone saw him die live on national TV. So he's been basically given a choice, and he has to decide whether or not he's going to be a hero anymore or just try and save the world another way.
That's cool.
And it all ends with a shocking proclamation from his girlfriend. So
I don't want to know.
You can guess, but
probably.
If you're a fan of Invincible, this is a pretty good introduction to the character. It does go through a bit of the history and what's been going on with this particular character through the 100 issues. So I do recommend it. Check it out. It's actually a lot of fun.
Alrighty. Last one for me this week is Batman and Robin Annual Number 1. And in this book, Damian Wayne attempts to bond with Bruce and learn more about the Wayne family when he arranges a European scavenger hunt for Bruce and Alfred. What Bruce and Alfred don't necessarily know is that Damian couldn't be further from Europe. In fact, he's set up a small bit of a vacation, let's say, for Bruce, while he puts on the cowl and runs around in Gotham.
Causing mayhem and mischief wherever he goes.
Between him and the bat dog Titus.
Bat dog.
This story was super good. I loved that it was so cute and adorable, and I loved their execution of the story. This is what I feel like an annual should always be. They give you the information that you need about the characters to be able to pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
They tell you the relationship between Damian and Bruce. They lay everything out and give it all to you. Which
is always a good thing, especially when you're being introduced to a character for the first time.
And even better than that is that it's a one-shot story. It's just, here's a cute little story about Damian donning the cowl. And it's just so heartwarming that not only was the execution good, but the story was really good. And I really think you guys should go out and pick it up.
Alright, next up for me is Deathmatch, number 1. Now this came out a couple weeks ago, but we didn't get to it, so I'm going to get to it now. And in this one, a powerful and mysterious supervillain has imprisoned the world's greatest superheroes and is forcing them to fight to the death until there is but one victor. Alright, So, this mysterious supervillain has kidnapped all the world's heroes and villains.
And nobody has thought to team up against him?
Yeah, but they don't know who he is, or how they got there, or why they're killing each other.
That's why they need a Batman.
Yeah, you think that, huh? But this is a bit confusing in that they're expecting us to know these characters who are just introduced in this book. Now, there's very little actual telling of who these characters are, so you don't know exactly who is going to be what, and...
Oh, you just sort of have to accept it.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a main character in this one, but you're only given the basics. Mm-hmm. So other than that, that's all you know about this character, and then they try and introduce about 20 other characters with varying results. And it's a bit confusing and off-putting, and I'm really not a fan of Magno's art here. But if you're a superhero fan and have always wanted to see superheroes just going at each other to to their untimely death, then yeah, this is the book for you. But as for me, I just really couldn't get into it, and it was not something I would enjoy. Because I prefer to actually get to know a character before...
Yeah, I like caring about them before I see them in perilous situations.
Horribly die, yes.
Yeah.
Giving them 1 or 2 pages just doesn't work. And really, I can't care about a character unless I've gotten to know them at least a little. So, I can't highly recommend it, but as I said, if you're looking for
If you're looking to watch grown men beat each other up...
And women.
Oh, if you're looking to watch grown adults beat each other up savagely, maybe this is
and to the death. Maybe this one is for you. But as I said, it's not for me, so I can't highly recommend it. All right, and last up, it's just a little plug. If you have not picked this book up yet, this is the Princeless trade paperback. Again, as I've said many a time, the story is wonderful, the art is great, and this one happens to feature a Skull Kickers team up in the as a bonus story.
Ooh.
So it's actually a lot of fun, and it might be a short little extra story, but it does work here, and it's kind of cute. If you're a fan of the Princeless, then do check this one out. My only problem with this trade paperback is how tiny it is.
It's bitty.
It's really tiny. It's about digest size, but I think it would have probably been much better for them to do a little bit bigger. But if you're a fan or have not had a chance to check out Princeless,
and can't find the singles,
yeah, please do, because this is just a great book, well worth the time in investing. And Princeless 2 starts pretty soon, so we'll be sure to check that one out when it comes out. But yeah, if you're a comics fan or just a parent of a little girl or little boy, do check this one out. It's a lot of fun. And buy Injustice as well, yes.
Do it. You will not be upset.
And maybe we'll even do a review of the video game when that comes out. All right. Yes, well. So that brings us to the close of another exciting episode. We're going to go play some video games. We will see you next week. Later.
Bye.